Oh, hello everyone. Greetings everyone. I am Calypso, and I am your host for Deadhaus Whispers, our Deadhaus Sonata related podcast where we talk about everything Deadhaus Sonata related, be it books, movies, TV, video games, etc., etc. And as usual, I'm always joined by the other person that's always here, Faceless Mike.
Greetings, hello,
Wait,
and
this side.
welcome. It's mirrored. It's a
Yes.
magic mirror.
Ooh. Um. So, how are you this week, Mike?
Like every week, it has been a long week, but it has been a great week because we have had some really interesting news for anyone that has managed to catch the stream yesterday.
Yes, I just caught up with it before this stream, in fact. And for everyone wondering, you can always find out any of this news at deadhousenonata.com. That's HAUS sonata.com. Calypso, do you want the good news or the bad news first? I'm always a an
Oh
optimist, so I
no.
will take the bad news first. No.
Uh-oh. What happened?
What happened? What did I miss?
What's the good news or the bad news?
I think. Hello. That's Termulgent. The good news. Well, the good news for me is that I got a pay raise at my job, even though it's 50 cents. So yeah, and I
10
also
pennies
ordered
at
an
a.
actual green
Oh
screen.
Lord. There we go. Yeah, this wyvern dropping literally the alphabet.
What
We
the
haven't
heck?
even got to that yet, and there's already in the chat.
Yes, we will get to that very soon. Very soon.
Okay, so I guess
Um.
we'll just start in with the fact. Don't
Oh
forget,
yes.
we're big fans of Deadhaus Sonata. If you haven't figured that out yet, you might want to go grab a supporters pack. DeadhausSonata.com. You get into a supporters pack if you watch the official Deadhaus stream and comment 333 when we say so on the live stream. You can get a key. So basically, any supporter can get a key to play the demo right now. And by the way, for anyone that has the demo, next week, June 1st, you can stream it, talk about it, take screenshots.
Oh
Just make sure to let
yay.
everyone know this is still really early access. Bad news, your green screen is messing up badly. Oh, we know
Oh
that. He's
yes. Oh,
fixed
I
that
know.
though.
I know. I've attempted to. It's still a little weird, but
No,
I've
no, no.
attempted
He's
to.
fixed that. There's a
Oh
real
yes, I
one
did.
coming tomorrow.
Yes, I have a real one coming tomorrow, not this digital whatever this is. Anyways, the other good news, guys, or I guess we'll talk about it now because Wyvern Tamer just blurted everything out already.
Yeah.
There is a new vampire coming to Deadhaus Sonata
Yeah, it might
for
look like this
the
dude.
combat demo. Yes, it looks exactly like that. It looks just like Mike, and they just put Mike in the game. Am I crazy, guys? Guys, if you're watching this and you watched it yesterday, does this not look like Mike right here? Does this just
This is
shave the
why I wore a
face?
mask for
It
so
looks
long.
it looks like Mike. I'm pretty sure they trolled him into the game as a joke, but this is our new vampire. I love this look actually. This is very like Kane 2.0. I can easily see this being like a Kane, an early Kane 2.0 or whatever. Very
Ah,
cool.
yes.
Very cool. Ah yes. Ah yes.
Looks
Looks
like
like
it's Sebastian, if you
Sebastian.
ask me.
Yes, and the
What was
thing
that
that
one?
we're doing
Sebastian
now,
Wolfgang or something?
yeah, Wolfgang. I would say Wolfgang Peterson, but that's an important name somehow. And he looks like this and this and this. So yes,
Very regal.
there is a naming competition of sorts going on over at the Deadhaus Sonata forums. You
If
can check
anyone
out the
wants to
forums at
link into the
deadhousesonata.com.
chat there, I'll link it into the YouTube later on, but you
Yep.
can link it into the chat. If you go over to
Hmm.
deadhousesonata.com and hit up the forums, it should be the top one in the section at the moment. It's not Bitey McBiteface. By the gods, I will delete every post that puts Bitey McBite. Don't forget, we get to vet these, and we're vetting them specifically because I know Bitey McBiteface will be something. Thank you, Wyvern. Wyvern's after linking it there in the
Thank you.
chat.
Thank
So
you.
go sign up on the forum. It's free. And like the game eventually. And give us a name. What's this dude called?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think the only answer we can really give is Bitey McBite. No, no. So yes. For me personally, this looks like a Malachi.
Malachi.
This looks like a Malachi. I love the name Malachi. Yeah, this
Did you
looks
put
kind of
that
like
as
a
a
Malachi.
suggestion?
I did not. I'm
You should put
I'm
that
gonna
right now
do it.
because one of the
Yes,
chat's going to
I
steal
will
it and put it
literally
in.
get on the forums right now. But yes, no, this looks like a Malachi to me. I'm always very partial to the name Wadulac.
Why'd
Like
you what?
Wadulac, Wadulac. Wadulac was the placeholder name for Kane when they were developing Blood Omen way back in the day, just as like a code name. You know what I mean?
I need
Not
to
Kane
ask
this,
Dennis
Kane
about
that.
that.
It was the first name that they picked for it, but Dennis kind of hated it, and everybody else hated it. And they're like, we're going to change that later. But in all the original source code that hackers and
Wadulac.
jailbreakers and stuff managed to find, Wadulac is still occasionally pointing to Kane's character within the code.
I'm gonna have to
It
ask
is
him about
Kane,
that. It's
though.
like yesterday I was told I needed to ask some of the Canadians if there's anyone in the audience about house hippos.
Yes, house hippos. So yes, I would love Wadulac as a name, even though it's like a joke kind of name, and it definitely looks like a Malachi to me, personally, in my opinion. And where is I'm trying to find the feedback for Deadhaus. Here we go. So while I fumble
That
around,
does not look like a Wadulac.
You don't think it looks like a Wadulac?
No.
I saw someone suggest Mordecai. I think that's a pretty good name, but I can't think of. I think of Mordecai, and I think of that Johnny Depp movie where he's like the bumbling detective or whatever from a couple of years ago.
Yes.
That's the only thing that comes to my mind when I think of Mordecai.
His armor leads me to believe that he may have a connection to Zoran.
I mean, it could be. It's not. It's do you think, like, would Zoran have a son or an heir?
No, I mean, like Zoran is clearly a general. He was a warrior, so clearly he led a band of troops. And this, to me, strikes as what his subordinates might wear.
Oh, that's a very good point. That's a very good point, because the armor is very similar too.
I never noticed this before. If you look at the knee pad, that's almost a raven-like skull.
Is it? Oh, it is. Ooh, that's very cool. What would be like a Poe? Poe is the name.
Corwin. It's just Crow.
He's a Zoran fanboy. He's a Zoran fanboy. Oh gosh, what's a good name for Dracula backwards?
I think there might be some lawsuits connected if we start doing things like that.
Hopefully not. No. But I don't know. What is there's the suggestions. Here we go. Name that vampire. Oh my gosh, took me forever. Okay, so I'm gonna definitely put mine.
Where he looks noble made me think German, and the way his face can split makes me think he can transform a lot into wolf bat Draco forms. That's the reason why I chose that name. Ah, yes, Sebastian von Wolfgang.
Oh yeah. That's.
I don't know.
Oh, okay, so I think Malachi would be a good name. I think. See, there's a thing.
Defo, not a Dave. Dave the vampire.
Varney the vampire.
Varney,
no. Like that's the thing with like names are really hard, man. Especially for fantasy settings. Like trying to come up with a really good solid name. Like Zoran is a cool name.
Isn't the cliche just to go with like Eastern European or Russian?
Yeah.
Isn't that the cliche?
Yeah. Solomon.
Jimmy the janitor. Yeah, that I'm not getting that guy renamed to Jimmy. Everyone's insistent that Jimmy the janitor. Poor dude lying dead with his sword. He probably fought nobly, absolutely slaughtered by Zord in the arena for nothing other than fun. What's his name? Oh, well, I think it was Jamie the janitor or something. Poor
Victor
dude.
Victor with a K, so it's serious.
They're slain on the forums. Not bad. As you said, Corwin, there was a legitimate real dude who was Hungarian but in Romania called Matthias Corwin.
Darius Valdor, I'm looking by here, is a good name. Oh, that's Skara. That's Skara's name. He
looks like a Matthias. Yes, see, Safi gets me. Matthias. It's Matthew, but Matthias.
Oh yeah, Matthias. That's a good one.
Matthias Corwin. He's actually a real dude. Who had a really badass castle that I've shown you before, Calypso, that I'm fairly convinced is what they put all the Castlevania games based on that castle. Because even though it has nothing to do with Dracula itself, but if you look up like vampire castles of Romania, this is the picture that comes up.
Yeah,
You
that's
know.
cool. That's really cool. I mean, Vlad, but you can't. They have another vampire Vlad or
But the really
Tepish.
funny part is when you go to Europe, that starts becoming a common name.
That does. It does. Like
In Eastern
I
European countries, like Vlad is not too dissimilar to Steve.
no, that is the Steve of like Eastern.
Like it's not like everybody here is like, oh, that's so foreign and exotic. Yeah, but so is Pavel. But if you go to
Mhm.
Poland and stuff like that, that's
Pavel
it's
is a basic
Paul.
name. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like
And I noticed I never noticed this until I started watching like making of the Witcher 3 documentary stuff. And there are a lot of guys with the same last name, even though they are not related whatsoever, on that team anyway. But I guess that's just naming. Like my last name is something generic, and or my first name is even something generic. There's 1,000 of me out there.
I play the fun game because I don't like putting my name out there too often, but a lot of people do know it. I play the game where I find the person with the same last name as me in the movie credits because there's freaking always one.
Hmm.
Every time, every movie. I like Safi's one there, Theodore.
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 Theodore, I could see Theodore a little bit.
It's a
Gosh, this
noble,
is hard.
regal.
See, I feel we should go more weird. Like Zoran. Zoran isn't actually like a name, you know what I mean?
Mm.
Like so more along those lines, like more Nagaztak, like that kind of stuff, especially for
There's the
Deadhouse.
question that I want to know, right?
Theodore Smith,
Is
that's the vampire.
is like Zoran and all, was that their name in life and they kept it in death?
Yeah,
Or when they died, did they
they had a
assume a
different
new name?
name.
Because Nagaztak's name was not his name in life.
No, it
That is
was
the name of the rage-filled monster.
yeah, it was Lucius Armin or something,
Lucian
right?
Armin.
Lucian Armin. Yeah. See, that's cool. That's a cool human name, but because and like that's another good question is like when you die, do you does your memory go away and do you create a new visage for yourself?
Yeah.
So like did this vampire's human name very well could have been Theodore Smith. Um but his vampire name has to
Lucian.
be something. Lucian's such a kick-ass name. Has to be something like cooler, I
End up being something like
guess.
I put in like Volstivar or something.
False. Yeah, I'm seeing on the forum. There's a lot of a first middle, very like a. Here's one from Ninja Mortis, and it's Mayerx ni Rafe. That's
Yo,
it's.
Mortis, are
I
you in the chat here? No, I don't think so. If they are, you can go on with that.
Oh, and it's just fear and scream backwards.
Oh.
Very fear and scream backwards. So it's Mayerx ni Rafe is just fear in scream, which is pretty neat. But let's look at the others. Then there's Valorin or Valen. That's it's by Gigliotti. Akuji Muja is from Varric. Then Matthias is another one. That's a pretty neat one. Mordecai was Golden Zan.
I'll be surprised if it doesn't end up as something like Mephisto or something.
Yeah, Mephisto. Yeah, that's a public domain god name. Yeah,
I'm coming up empty, but I do like Malachi.
yeah, Malachi's cool, right? I'm partial to the name Solomon. Also, I think Solomon's a badass name.
Yes.
But I've been reading a lot of Robert E. Howard lately, so that's the only reason. Did I even post mine? Oh, I did. Malachi. Yeah. Okay, I posted mine. Jeez, I mean, Calypso is a cool vampire name.
I have a feeling that might be in the game, though.
Ah, yes. Oh, that's true. Yes.
No naming yourself after NPCs. No naming NPCs after yourself. Yeah.
Oh, wait. What am I talking about? Alistair Crowley. Alistair Crowley. That could you use that name?
If there's not a character called Crowley in the game, I'll be disappointed.
Yeah,
I'll actually insist on that. I'll push for that one.
Yeah, get a Crowley in there. Have him be a undead librarian. Or an undead potion maker. Ooh, an undead alchemist.
Funny story to that. I actually know I have a friend
Mm-hmm.
who is a teacher,
Okay.
and
Are they an undead
his
librarian?
surname is actually Crowley.
That's cool, man.
So the kids address him in school as
Mr. Crowley. That's the coolest thing, man. Like, people luck out. People super luck out with like some of their names, especially even though it's unintentionally. Oh, you're a badass, and you're a Black Sabbath and an Ozzy Osbourne song. But
Crowley needs to be a demon name.
I could see Crowley as a lich. I could see Crowley as like a lich.
Yeah,
Aleister
Lich
Crowley
would
was
be
a
slightly
wizard.
more accurate, but I've a weird feeling when liches like ascend to lichdom, when the mages become that, they will take on a different name, and it seems to be like, if we're going with the way Deadhaus is and you read the necro, they seem to be more ancient names with like Z's and X's in it, is more primitive and primal, whereas vampires seem to go down the more noble aspect now, you know?
Oh man, I really see, I really wish, I wonder, okay, I guess that's just speculation for the future.
Go on.
Okay, so Nintendo still owns the rights to Eternal Darkness.
Yes.
Unfortunately. But the Elder God names in Eternal Darkness, like Zeltoth and oh god, there was one that sounded like Cthulhu, but it wasn't Cthulhu. I know Zeltoth is the only one that sticks out to me that I remember anyway. But I mean, and Pargon. But the gods' names are amazing. So I think we should. There was Ulayoth, Zeltoth, Chaturga. There we go, Chaturga, and Mantarok.
Mantarok. Yeah.
Mantarok. Do you think that those names are off limits because they're just names? Like, can you really?
I don't know.
You know?
I think you could mess with them. You could
Michael Pargon. Jesus Christ. No, Michael Pargon.
That's a tax adjuster name if I ever heard one.
Yeah, right.
Claims adjuster for the IRS.
I'm Michael Pargon. I'm here at
it's Mr. Pargon to you.
Yeah. Pius Augustus. Pius is a cool name. Augustus.
You're on the right track. I think something more noble and regal, like World of Warcraft used to have some great ways to do the names, like Malfurion, Stormrage, like things like that, like Malfurion. It's like, yeah, you know, that's power, like it's malicious and fury, you know.
But yeah, I think we need to go more ancient with the naming, like.
So we're not going Victor.
No. Well, Victor with a K. That's still so stereotypical. I am Dracula. Victor, come to me. Sven. Is that Sven?
Oh, Sven.
Soren's
sword.
All right. Achu. Yes, Achu is a great ancient name. I'm thinking, something
Zaraxis.
Yeah, Zaraxis is cool.
Zaraxis. I like that because it means king in Dacian.
I don't know what Dacian is.
Okay, so the people that inhabited Romania and Eastern Europe were actually a split offshoot of the Celts. So the Celts diverged, went in two different directions. And it was very much the same type of art and knotwork and stuff like that. So they had the Dacian and Thracian peoples of back then. And that's where the whole Proto-Indo-European thing was also part of as well. So funny, if you ever see the cars Dacia, that's named after that. It's a Romanian car because the old name for Romania was Dacia.
Oh,
as in Dacia.
That's cool.
The Zaraxis. Someone put that in the forum. Cool.
Yeah,
Safi, go put that on the forum because that's a suggestion that could actually.
Let's see. Xerxes. I like Xerxes.
Too common now though. 300 ruined that.
I know. Or Xerdes, just Xerdes with a D. But what was it? So Zaraxis? That's a kick-ass name.
Zaraxis.
That's cool.
I like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Gosh, man. Naming stuff is hard. We could literally do this for an hour.
We're going to try not to. We'll talk about other things as well.
Yeah, but so I mean, just judging from this vampire that is like that looks kind of like Mike. Mike the Terrible.
We call him
So,
Nikolai.
yeah, Nikolai. See, I judging just from this vampire, like he even like I imagine when we have pictures of him opening his mouth a little bit, like he's got scars on his face, very Joker like, from the two, like I did this because I'm a vampire, and
You
Batman beat
pin the
me.
guard against the wall. Let me tell you how I got these scars.
Yeah, yeah. So he's got like
Let me show you. Mouth just opens up like
yeah. So for those listening, yeah, you could. This will probably be on the forums. It is on the forums.
Yes.
For those listening on Spotify, you go to the forums, go into the suggestions tab, and then it's called Name That Vampire, and it's the first picture of this guy.
They're
and
all
the
on the
armor is
Discord
like,
as well. I'm fairly certain.
yeah, yeah. So like this, because like this isn't a very ancient looking vampire.
We didn't see Rebson. She says I tried to go elegant and noble with my last suggestion. Elgoran. How would you pronounce that?
I would say Elgoran. I would say Elgoran or Elgoran.
Not sure where that can. I like that sound though.
I like it. Yeah.
We're getting Lord of the Ringsy, which is more fantasy like because he's less bestial. Because the way I see
he's
it,
an early vampire.
Yes, he's new. He's fresh. Yeah. Right. I believe the term on the forums were
merely not so sincerely dead.
The latter, Calypso said. What was the latter you said?
What did I say? What did I say? The latter that I said.
Yes, you pronounced it right one way.
Oh, Elgorin.
Elgorin.
Okay. Elgorin. Like yeah, I dig it.
Reb, go put it in the forums.
Yep.
Go put it in the thing. There's a link there. There you
go. Gosh. I mean, what a...
He's only been dead for a few decennia. No, because even Zoran's not that.
Yeah, but see, how old is Zoran? Do we know how old Zoran is?
I don't think it's publicly
because he looks
exactly what his age is. But you can get a hint. Zoran was a vampire and fought Nagaztak as a human.
He fought... So. He was human. Him and Nagaztak fought as humans, or he fought Nagaztak as a human?
Nagaztak was human. Zoran was a vampire.
And then see, my theory is that Zoran killed Nagaztak or weakened him anyway, and then a bunch of bandits maybe killed Nagaztak. But like,
you're playing Kane again, feel
I am. Come on, man. It's such a good story.
This will be better. I promise you. I've read it. It's better.
But I know, I have a feeling Zoran respected like Lucian.
They both had mutual respect for each other because they both considered great martial prowess in their fighting.
Yeah.
In my mind's eye canon, okay, this is dangerous straight up. Zoran is 1,000+. I've no other way to base that on than the older a vampire is, the more powerful it is. Not necessarily. You see, here's the interesting part. That's always a trope, right? Mm-hmm. Where a vampire gets more powerful as they get older. Now, granted, they would get more experience, but let me quote The Witcher to you. They only get that old because they were powerful. So you could have a new vampire who, through skill, prowess, abilities and all, is incredibly powerful and just remains that way. You get me? Yeah. So the ancient one, spoilers for Blood and Wine, but the thing's like 7-8 years old at this stage. So, you know, it's your own tough crap if you didn't play it.
I'm taking my headphones off. Keep talking.
You come across the Elder. And this Elder vampire is guarding a thing, which I won't spoil. But they're all afraid of it, even the other vampires. They're all afraid of this like great unseen elder. I think that's actually what it's called, the unseen elder, or how they refer to it. It actually has a name. But it is very, very, very powerful. And it was very powerful like that from the first day it ever set foot on Earth. Like,
yeah.
So it was always that powerful. It's just really, really old.
There is that one vampire murder mystery in Witcher 3.
Mhm.
That's like one of the regular quests, I guess, or one of
Yeah.
the side quests. And
Yes.
it's a really great,
Fantastic
yeah,
quest,
it's
by
a
the way.
fantastic quest.
Did you finish
That
it?
I think I did. That was
Well,
one
that's
of
how you
my
know it's a vampire. Like, so yeah, obviously.
yeah, like I that I think that's when I really started to get into Witcher 3, because like when I first started Witcher 3, I was like, okay, the intro is really great. I love the first 20 minutes. The rest of it's kind of a slog. And then I got up to that vampire side quest that's like a giant murder mystery. And there's all of these. I guess I just spoiled it. So if you never played Witcher 3, spoilers. Um, there is a murder mystery side quest that Geralt has to go on, and all these people are being crucified and murdered religiously,
I
and
think it's
like
brilliant the
it's
way it's
very,
disguised to look like a serial killer, and it's the
yeah,
vampire done that intentionally to throw off the scent.
yep,
That's brilliant.
yeah, it's great, it's great. And then obviously you figure out who the vampire is and what happened and why they were doing it, and it's great. But that vampire is old. He's an old vampire too, but he doesn't look ancient. He looks just like, a guy in his 50s.
Should have been a hint there was something wrong at the start, though, because you
Yep.
meet a guy who's like a doctor that's kind of like, thrown out because, oh, he went against the rules and this, that, and the other. So he's retired. And then you meet the actual mortician of the city, and you find out later, oh, they used to know one another. It's like, oh, was this guy his student? It's like, no, he was his student. I was like, wait a minute, you're like 40 years older than that dude.
Hmm.
Hang on a second. You look way older than that dude, and he was
Oh,
your teacher.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes, Termulgin. Spoilers are over because
You
he
guys
muted
are on mute.
us. Um,
So the ending to The Witcher. I'm
yeah.
just kidding. Just kidding.
No.
Just kidding.
um. Gosh. No. I've been rereading the books. I've been rereading the
All right
Witcher
there.
books.
They're all
Because
right there in my bookshelf.
I haven't watched season 2 yet, and I heard terrible things about season 2. I thought season 1 was
Take the TV show
yeah.
and put it over here. Right?
Okay.
Enjoy it for what it is, but you have to remember it has absolutely nothing to do with the rest of the franchise. It's its own imaginary thing that is slightly tangentially connected to the books.
To the books. Okay.
Don't. If you
All
mix and
right.
start muddling them up, you'll get really angry and frustrated with all the horrible choices they made. But in the context of just watching the TV show, it is good and entertaining.
Yeah, like I had a strong drive to go ahead and re-edit the first season of the Witcher 1,
Oh, don't
of the
worry,
Witcher
Devil.
1.
There's
The
no
first
spoilers
No,
at
no.
all.
No, no, no. I wanted to re-edit the first season of Witcher 1, but then I was like, do I really want to take all the time and effort making this an actual good show instead of them doing it themselves? Like, it's not that it's bad. Okay, the Witcher Netflix series isn't bad, it's just a mess. Like, there's a lot of great little nuggets of ideas and moments throughout that series, in the first season anyway, that I watched, that are really really good, and then something happens that makes it like just that throws all that crap out of the window. I think Henry Cavill carries it on his big friggin' shoulders.
Yeah.
There's like, I think it's filmed gorgeous. I think the effects are beautiful.
Him and
Like, they do a really good job. The Bard.
Yeah. Hold on. I know his name.
The Witcher 1 is a very slow burn, Tremulgin. If you want to play The Witcher 1, I recommend trying to role play it. Don't. No.
Joey Beatty.
Yeah.
Joey Beatty and Henry Cavill carry that entire show. Like,
yes, they do.
Dandelion is my favorite character in The Witcher. Like, obviously you love Geralt, but Dandelion's my favorite because you just know everything's going to go to shit when Dandelion's around, and it will do so in a wonderfully spectacular fashion.
Yeah,
like, that's the greatest bit. But I played The Witcher 1. I told you I have it on PC. Like, I got it like at launch, and I have the little Primo Collector's Edition thing that you got like for the first ones. I was not impressed by it. Witcher 2, I was like, it's okay. Played The Witcher 3, like, oh my god, this is the greatest thing ever. Now, granted, it's not. It's a personal opinion. Really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. Thought it was incredible. Thought it was so incredible. In fact, I instantly went and got all the books and read absolutely everything because I was not a Witcher fan until 3.
Yeah. Yeah. Dandelion is a great
Exactly.
character. The side quests for Dandelion in Witcher 3 are also amazing. They're really good. There's a really good side quest for him in Witcher 2 also involving a
I just
succubus or
love it. It's
something.
like I have to go get a mask and a wooden sword and all this other stuff to help Dandelion pull some stupid prank. It's like I should be like slaying like Wendigo and shit. What the hell am I doing?
Mhm.
It's
Yep.
it's brilliant. I love it. It's so stupid. It's fantastic.
Yeah, no. Dandelion's a great character. He's a great uh yeah, he's a great little sidekick and comic relief to the seriousness that is
And
Geralt of Rivia.
seriously, Joey Beatty, man, did he put on a performance? Even he was saying he knew that toss a coin to your Witcher that was gonna.
Oh yeah,
Everyone's
that was gonna
asked him
blow
like
up.
in interviews, like, "Oh, did you know that was going to be a good suck?" He says, "Yeah." It's like, "Oh, but how did you know?" He says, "Because like 3 weeks after we finished shooting, I was in the shower one day and I caught myself singing it, and I
Yeah.
couldn't get it out of my head." He says, "And if I felt like that, I'm sure other people did." And that, dude, there's like fucking metal bands from Brazil doing metal covers of it. Like that's how you know you're doing well. You guys ever watched The Witcher Viva La Dirt League's skits? No, but I did watch the
No.
old Polish TV show,
I actually
The
really like that
Hexer.
old Polish TV show. I think
It's
it's
got that
great.
weird cheese that like Hercules and Xena did. You know that kind of that it could only be made in the 90s type of
Yep.
feel to it.
Yep. No, it's perfect. It's the Polish like Hercules and Xena, but
Yeah.
it's The Witcher and it's so 90s. It's crazy. Even the Netflix series is just Hercules and Xena, but it's today. It's great. It's so cheeseball. Like there's something charming about cheesy it's like not so serious, but they take themselves serious like shows and they know they're
Hats off to
corny.
them as well, for the anime they done
They're
with Vesemir.
anime. Oh yeah, no, I loved it. I thought that was great.
That
I thought that was
was
awesome.
phenomenal. I honestly expected to not like that. That is single-handedly up there one of my favorites, as along with Castlevania. Like they
Yeah,
are two
Castlevania is super good. I still
incredible
have one
shows.
more season. I still have to finish the last season of Castlevania,
Oh, you're
but
in for a
Castlevania is
treat.
great. Castlevania was so good. No, the Witcher anime was really good. Like, yeah, I
Yeah, I
want,
even have all the comics. Yeah, I'm one of those.
I want Witcher. I mean, Witcher comics. Gosh, no, Deadhouse comics would be cool. I would love to
I'm
see this
waiting.
kind
I'm
of.
waiting.
Yeah,
I've noticed. I don't know. Did you notice? I noticed we are
I haven't
starting to get
noticed. Oh
fan
yes,
art
yes we
type
are, and it's
people.
some really good fan art. There was one of the bat I saw on the Discord that was awesome.
Yep. Just a shout out to. Hold on, once I find it here. When I find it here, because I know I had it here somewhere. Yeah, there's some people that are not too bad at the old digital artwork,
Yeah, no, and
and
just
they've been starting
it'll
to do
get better and
Deadhouse
better.
stuff.
There'll be more and more.
Shout out recently to Sweden, Mick Zazan. I'm sorry, I'm butchering your name. Um, Done a quick little doodle of our new vampire here in MS Paint.
Oh,
Like literally hours after the stream, like that's impressive. And they done some cool stuff of like the werebat and like Raziel and stuff.
mm-hmm.
And like yeah, and there's Dizzy Spot's
Oh
done
yeah,
some.
yeah,
There's a
yeah,
few of them in there. Dizzy Spot actually done a weird comic, which you need to open up and stream through. But it's technically the first Deadhouse comic.
that's really
No
cool.
one else can ever say that. So whenever people talk in the future, going, "Yes, that's you. Yes, please tell me how to pronounce that name properly, so I don't keep butchering
Yeah, that's
it."
super
butchering
cool.
it.
Yeah, Dizzy.
But yeah, Dizzy Spot was the one
Yeah,
who was
shout
the
out.
yeah.
Yeah,
In
Dizzy was the one
future,
with the
that will be
comic.
the first, the very
Yep,
first.
yep. Dizzy's the one with the comic. There's also really good vampire fan art of, and the vampire's like licking blood off its his fingers, and his eyes are glowing
Yeah,
red. And it's awesome,
Mixan.
super
Okay,
awesome.
thank you, Mixan. Thank you.
Okay.
I'll remember that now. I'll make sure of that now. Mixan. Yeah, there's some amazing fan art, and you're the first
Yeah,
out of ye there. That's the first technical one, unless you count Sundowner's amazing memes,
yeah.
which we
There's
miss
also
very much.
some very good two human fan art also by by the Donner on the Discord. There's some really good Too Human fan art. Like, oh, it's so good. Too Human is a great game, very underappreciated. I would love to see a
Free on the
remaster or
Xbox
something.
Store for anyone
Free on
that's
the
wondering.
Xbox Store.
You can go get it and play it now for free.
Yeah, no, it's got a great art style. It did the futuristic Viking thing and then gods and Norse gods.
Long before other people were doing the futuristic vampire thing, or Viking thing.
Yeah, it's awesome. The armor. I still love the art style and aesthetic of that game. It's beautiful. Yeah, it's awesome.
I have a weird feeling. Every time I look at him, I just keep thinking of weird noble names. It looks very regal.
What about Regal? Regal is a name, no? Regal the vampire. I love the details on like the collar and everything. That like it's so detailed. I love it. I love like renders like this. It's awesome. And you see the kind of like decay.
That's the character model, by the way. Like that's not art.
That's rad.
The character model.
Yeah, that's awesome. The fangs are sharp. Like
that's what I love that they've gone with. You see like this. Hold on. Yeah, that's probably the better version you can get of it for now. We're not doing normal vampire fangs, and it's something I'm really grateful for, because I don't like this idea of the this crap. It's like, no, the vampires just need sharp teeth. They're predators. Like, yeah, there would be pronounced fangs and all, but it's not like a human mouth with just 2 fangs, with like slightly oversized canines, because that's so cheesy. Can we please talk about the look in his eyes? Yes. I have to be careful because there's a beans in those eyes for anyone who dares to look close enough.
Yeah, there. Okay, now you got.
I almost sense bitterness. That's golden. Definitely bitter, spiteful, angry, resentful, and a weird superiority complex.
Yeah, definitely.
Probably some pronounced narcissism as well, but I think that's latent in all vampires.
It's so.
That isn't the natural color, no. But then again, that isn't the natural skin color.
No, I do love the eyes. I love the golden eyes thing. Like that's awesome. Like they're gold, right? I'm not crazy. It's gold. It's like a yellow.
I would have said a reddy yellow.
Kind of red, yeah.
Yeah, like there. When you take a look there, we've got red.
Yeah, they're red. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome though. It's so cool. And I love the decay around the mouth. I think it's great. Like, oh, it's so good. Now he just needs a name.
He has a reek of someone who was highborn. That has never toiled the field.
Highborn.
That's what that looks.
Yeah. Silver spoon in the mouth.
Orange. Yeah. Reddy orange, definitely. Yeah, that's definitely highborn. Like, look at him. They hold the chin up. I'm better than you. I'm clearly better.
Look at me. Yeah.
When humans have golden eyes, it's not golden. It's hazel.
Hazel, yes. But these are actually.
Mine changed color.
I'm just stuck with the basic blue. Gosh.
You're a basic blue bee, huh?
Basic blue, yeah. Gosh, names are so hard. Like, you know what's crazy is the moment that like he gets a name, the perfect name is gonna come to like everyone's head. The perfect name for that person. Like the moment he gets an official name, my brain is gonna be like, oh wow, I could have thought of that name. That's a great name. Or it's like, oh wow, this would have been a great name also.
Well, the cool bit to this is, like everything else with Deadhaus, this is a community thing. So like everyone's going to suggest names, and then in about 2 weeks, there's going to be a good handful of them selected, and then it's going to go up for a poll, and the public is going to vote. Yeah. And once that's done, everyone will be voting for that, and that will be the winning name. That will be the character's name.
Yeah.
And that's player character vampire, by the way.
Yep, that's what I like.
And the demo at the moment, as you've seen, it's got Zoran. Zoran is a stand-in for the player character vampire, which is this one until there's going to be a character generator. That's way, way down the line, I'd imagine. But this will be the one that you all get to play as. And it'll be really interesting. And something I'm curious of, if this is the character, will he then be an NPC later, do you think?
Yes, maybe. Maybe. There might be, because this is right now. It's generic Vampire Man.
I am vampire. I think I
I wouldn't-
chose Elgarin because he kind of seems to me like an elf vampire crossover kind of thing.
Yeah, with the
Maybe it's
pointy
just me.
ears.
No, I seen it.
Yeah, I see it. Elgarin is a good name. That's a very good name. A highborn name. Yes.
Do you think they evolve over the aeons? Because you know the way Zoran looks the way he does.
Yeah, that's what
think
I'm
they alter
saying.
and
Like Zoran
change?
has to be crazy ancient.
Is
but,
this
like,
the beginning?
crazy
Is this the
ancient.
beginning of that change? Because this is the soft flesh on the skin, so this would be the first to rot away along with the nose. So, like,
Yeah, I mean, you already kind of see like the mouth is already there, but I don't know if that is the fact that we are naming him makes me think he'll be an NPC later. Yeah, he might be an NPC later. Or like our that character that we play as in eventually, he might be an NPC later. He might be the base male version of the vampire that you can always pick from, apart from whenever you
oh, you mean standard like generic vampire one?
Yeah, generic
2,
vampire
3,
1,
4,
like preset 1 or 2 or whatever. And then they might use that as like a legacy character. Like he might, because like he'll probably in the first age and everything, he might be a legacy character later on down the line if they decide to rotate.
He totally gels his hair with blood, by the way.
Seriously? Well, that's
take a look at that.
I see. Oh, wow, stuck up much? Jeez Louise. He cares about his appearance. Yeah, that's awesome. Gosh, what's a good name? It's gonna eat me up inside,
I think it's really interesting though, because I like the direction they're going with this, because there's a lot of new people joining the community recently over like the past like 2 and 3 months, and things have been lulled down. Because like last year, Apocalypse was very busy. There was a lot of work being done behind the scenes, and some of the people got to see the fact of there was a lot of community interaction and there was a lot of community voting. For people new, they don't realize how this is been very open from Apocalypse from the very beginning on getting the community interacting, getting community feedback on what they'd like to see, how they'd like to go. Like one of the beginning things I even remember was there was designs for a clock tower, and we all voted on what way the clock towers and stuff will look for in places like Gelros.
Yeah.
So like the new people getting to see this and experience this is going to be part of it. If that is true, we are literally naming our bloodline.
Yeah.
Ooh, maybe he will be the progenitor of every vampire in age 1. Everyone joining later than age 1 will be this player's spawn. Interesting. That's a really good idea. Because we know bloodlines will play a very, very important role later. Lore-centric. And maybe that'll probably have certain implications. He's vain, but not in the same way that Zoran's vain. Yeah, because Zoran don't give a crap how he looks.
Yeah.
Plus, Zoran's jacked. This guy just looks like, normal vampire, but he's like, you can tell like he's strong. He's got that supernatural strength and speed and all. You see Zoran, like, he's not even wearing armor on half of it. He's just like, he's jacked. It's like, what are you going to do? I only have armor on one arm.
Yeah,
armor on the other one. I thought,
doesn't even
need it.
Yeah, he literally could just go naked or whatever and just fling people around with telekinesis and stuff the entire time.
That's really cool. It's like, what if we are naming our progenitor?
Yeah. What if this is, the bloodline of Steve Smith? No. Like the bloodline of oh gosh, I can't even think. But no, that's really cool. And that's what I'm saying. That's where I think maybe the NPC thing could come into later. Like this is another vampire you play in the very early version of Deadhaus, and then they swap him out for the one that you can create your own later on down the line.
I just had a thought.
And then he becomes an NPC.
I just had a crazy thought.
John Doe. What?
I literally just pulled this out of thin air because I have no idea, no evidence to back this up. Nothing. Has anyone seen the Fetid Prince?
No, we've never.
Could
No,
this be
there's
the Fetid Prince?
no, because the fetid prince is a god.
It must have a physical form.
No, I know, but the fetid, but the I can't imagine
No,
an elder being. I can't imagine an elder being,
because we know the
coming,
Fetid
you
Prince is
know.
like is on that way because it mentions it in the Necro about the Fetid Prince and the leper. So like they do have physical forms, or they look like human, or
Yeah,
like mortal corporeal forms, like.
yeah, but
And it doesn't
why?
name the Fetid Prince either.
No,
So
it
maybe the
doesn't.
Fetid Prince has like we're naming the Fetid Prince.
Or I mean, maybe, but that would
I've
be
no idea for this, and I've no basis for this
that
either
would
because
be.
I've been told nothing. I've been kept
I think
quiet on
that would
this
be too
because they're afraid
much.
of me spoiling things.
I feel that would be too much. I feel that would be too much because just because like just because
Whatever
the
Deborah does
context of
bring up a
this.
good point. It does not look what I imagine for Fetid.
Yeah, no,
This is
I
true.
imagine the fetid prince to be in my brain, I imagine the fetid prince and the leper in like garbed in robes, just because it's a typical we're gods and we're on a table kind of thing. Um, and I feel just because they are elder beings that they wouldn't even that they might have physical forms, but they're more like the Greek gods where they don't really bother or
Temujin got
interfere.
it there. Yeah, the lack of silver eyes makes me rules it out. Yep, you're right. You're right.
Oh,
The
the
very
fetid.
noticeable, noted part was the Fetid Prince had silver eyes.
Ah,
This
I
is
did
true.
not. I did not know that. I really got to get back together on my lore. I'm so
I
behind on
imagine
it.
either a guy in armor or in a black hooded cloak like the Nazgul from Lord of the Rings. That would
Yeah.
make sense. Although with your description of what you think that like how the Fetid Prince should be, it got to be like William Wallace. They're like, you're not William Wallace. It's like, why? Did you hear the stories? What is he? 7 foot tall, flames shoot from his eyes and lightning from his arse. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, no, I love it. um I mean that'd be cool. If this was the fetid prince, that would be cool.
No,
But
no,
I
Temujin nailed
can't
it on the head.
imagine
No silver eyes,
no
because it was
silver eyes.
very, very poignant that the Fetid Prince had silver eyes. That's what made him
Mm,
unique.
yeah. I can't
Or that's a
imagine.
visual characteristic that would
Yeah.
make him unique.
Plus I can't imagine generic vampire man or they would allow the fetid prince to be in a combat demo. That's you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like but I mean it'd be cool. It'd be awesome, but nah. This
I'm
is
just
this
judging
is
by Dennis's history of
William
like,
Wallace
throwing
throwing
secrets
in
into
secrets
people's
in.
like right up front and no one gets it.
Mm-hmm. Hey guys, this is actually Kane in another universe. We're just gonna give you the option of naming him. No.
Well, it is what he would have looked like because during his transformation,
Yeah,
he has that weird bit where he
definitely.
gets the white hair and the greeny skin. Like
Hmm.
when you see him as a human, that's pretty much how he looks.
Yeah, it's human Kane, but it's early vampire. It's this version of it. So, God, I don't know. But I'm sure all of you out there will have amazing name suggestions because all I can think of is Malachi, or I would love the little Easter egg name to be Wajulak, and that's it.
I think Dennis would throw a chain and flip his table if we named the Fetid Prince
It's
Jimmy
Jimmy.
Smith.
Terrible.
All
Yes,
right,
or
so we're
Bitey
naming him
McBiteface.
Kane.
Kane,
Kane.
yeah,
C with a C.
yeah. Kane with a spelled with a C, just spelled
Well,
like
the last one was Kane.
Kane.
This one should be called Abel.
Oh yeah. Oh hey, that's there. That's even
Doo-doo-doo.
that's even good. Abel, baby. So we're naming him Kane then with a CANE. Yeah.
I mean, he is dead. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Gets resurrected by Embracer Group. What? I loved Bastion. Oh, we had Sebastian as a name already, right? As a name
yes.
suggestion. Yeah, I mean just
They
Bastion.
living fight the Victus. No, that's not how it works.
They living fight the Victus. Is that his name? They living fight the Victus? Bastion would be a cool name, I think, but that's also too kind of, I guess, generic for what we're trying to do, you know? Because I totally think we should be on the more Nagaztak, Nazgul, uh,
I did like the Alistair bit.
Horus, Alistair is
And
cool,
the other
yeah.
ones, what were the other suggestions? Hold on, I'm going to pull up. I'm going to pull it up on the old Discordy to see what we have here.
Elric would be a cool name. I don't think we'd get into any trouble with an Elric name.
Elric might be a bit on that. Yeah, Xeraxis, that was a cool one.
Xeraxis, yeah, that was a cool
Elgarin.
one. Yeah,
Nani.
Elgarin.
Nani? Sebastian seems too generic.
Jeez. Vampire fantasy names. Come on, Google, don't fail me now. Fantasy name generator. All right, guys.
So, like, Scara put in that Darius Valdor. Here's the problem. Darius is like David in Eastern European languages.
Yeah, okay.
So, like, while it does sound cool, it's still, you know, Sebastian.
Right. So here is the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
They're all variations on Dracula, aren't they?
Here are 10 random names from a vampire fantasy name generator. You ready?
Oh, by the gods. Let's go for it.
Okay, Gawain.
Gawain, Knights of the Round Table. Go on. Wait, what was the next one?
Heskel.
Eskel from The Witcher. Go
on. Yep. Dragon.
Dragon.
Dragon. Dragon. Abraham.
You've been playing V Rising. Is that where these names are coming from? Keep going.
I kind of want to play V Rising, but then I don't at the same time.
If you like crafting games, it's really fun. You just can't like operate for a third of the time.
Yeah. Okay. Ghislaine.
Yeah, I think we're not allowed to talk about that. There was a court case about a woman who.
Oh yeah, there was
a guy that didn't off himself. Yeah, go on.
Okay, Gabriel. Yeah, Gabriel.
Standard, Dante, not a bad name.
Dante, but there's already
a issue a lawsuit. Go on.
Sun.
What sun?
Sun, like the sun.
Like SUN or SON?
SUN.
Oh Lord. Go on. Okay.
Sullivan.
That is the most common Irish last name in this country.
Well, that's a vampire name, I guess. And then finally, Radomir. And that's just Lord of the Rings.
It's better than some of the other ones.
Yep. Okay.
Sullivan is where that weird legend comes from, by the way, the Dullahan.
Oh, really?
The Dullahan, actually, because I heard this in America. I didn't hear. Yeah, it's in Irish that would be O'Doulahuan, which is O'Sullivan.
Sun Bros Unite. Praise the sun.
Praise the sun. Hold on. He's right here.
Do you have a praise?
Loads of those statues there.
Of course.
Praise the sun.
That's great. Sun bro. Okay.
As a vampire, I wholeheartedly disagree, but yes.
All right. Okay. So this is another 10 names. It's another 10 names randomly generated. And this will be it after. I'll round it after this.
Dude, go to a baby name generator. Just tell me
baby name generator.
Old biblical names. That'll be better.
That'd be good. No. Okay. Here. Okay. Guess. Okay. Top one. Not dragon, but dragon. Dragon. DREGAN.
Sounds like someone from Alabama trying to say dragon.
Yeah, that's dragon. Oh, that's a dragon.
That's a Bryce dragon right there. That is. What?
Bryce is apparently a vampire name.
Bryce from Twilight or something.
Yep.
Is it?
You have Magna.
Magnum.
Yep. You have
Dugan Camion.
Dugan. Okay, this is a good one. You got Danig.
So like bold in Irish.
Yeah. And then you have Kragan.
The Kragan. Yeah, I'm fairly certain the guys that made Highlander will have fun with that one.
Right. Then you have Oral. AUREL.
No,
Errol.
Next.
Yep.
Demonetized. Next.
Xenos with an X.
An alien. Okay, gotcha.
Valerian.
Valerian Steel. Nothing is stronger than Valerian Steel.
And I'm not even making this up. I cannot make this up. Wajulak.
You're not kidding.
I'm not kidding.
Really?
That's number 9. Yep.
Was at the bottom.
Really. Wajulak was at the bottom, right before Thorin. Thorin Oakenshield.
They're the Rings down for the love of the gods.
I don't even know.
What'd you who? Exactly. That's my
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. Let's actually go to baby name generator.
Go to baby name generator and just like pick that you want like old biblical names and then just
Yeah.
pick it, it'll come up. I guarantee you they'll be better.
Okay. Oh wait, no. Okay, yeah. Actually, that's actually really good. Let me type in just biblical old Bilbo Baggins actor. No, not
No.
that. I'm having a stroke right now.
Just
Sorry.
put biblical baby names.
Yeah. Old biblical names. Okay. Aaron. Oh boy. Oh boy.
That's Irish for Ireland, but go on.
All right, here we go. Starting with the A's: Aaron, Abel, Abigail, Abihu,
Can you do
Abimelech.
like sort male and female? Because it's going to give you a
I
lot of female there.
Oh, I know. Absalom,
We're getting
Axa,
better.
Caleb, Cannon, Deborah. That's an old baby name, I guess. Eleazar,
They're all
Enoch.
they're already better than the fantasy
Yeah,
names.
Haggith, Hazel or Hazael.
Cannon.
Isaac. I like Isaac. That's a great
I
name. I
think
always
you
loved
meant
Isaac as a name.
Canaan. He's
Yeah,
just saying it
Canaan.
bad. Florida man is saying it bad.
Florida man. Job. That's a famous story. Kish, Laban or Laban, Laban, Hoyman.
We're going to end up with like
Yeah,
Lazarus or something like that.
yeah, we are. Lazarus is a cool name.
Judas. Judas.
Judas. Senate. Oh boy. Sennacherib. Sennacherib.
Sennacherib.
Yeah. Tamar. Tamar is cool.
Tamir.
Zephora.
That's a shop where you get perfume.
That's a shop. Yep, that's the name. And then Zadok. Zadok is a cool name. That's straight up. That's a Lovecraft character also. Zadok.
Kind of want his name to be Levi. Yeah, that could be it. Like
Levi's
Levi
cool.
is an old
Short for
name.
Leviathan.
Because wasn't one of the apostles named like Levi? It ended up becoming like Paul or David or something.
It might have been.
I'm fairly certain Levi was a tax collector converted by Jesus and became like Paul or Matthew or something.
Cicero. Cicero is a cool one.
Yeah, too common, too well known.
Phineas, Othniel, Melchiah. Okay, it's just going to give me all the soldiers.
We're already doing way better than the fantasy names just by looking up biblical names on the baby generator.
Yeah. But
so
that's
when you're naming your D&D characters, never mind the D&D name generators, just go for the old biblical names.
Yep.
You know, and if you want to sound a bit more exotic, you can go for old Jewish names or old Muslim names or old like Asian, like different like things. They all have fantastic ones. Otherwise, you'll end up with 300 Rohans.
You might get might go into a lawsuit, but Memnoch. What do you think of that?
She owned the rights to that name.
Does she though? I know, because it's just a name. So I don't think there'd be any problem with the name of Memnoch. Like there's a bunch of, Berserk. Elden Ring is basically a Berserk video game, but they haven't been sued, just because it's inspirational or whatever. Cyan.
Well, it's homage more than rip off.
Cyan would be a good name for the vampire. Hey, Cyan.
All right, successfully moved my computer. It's Cyan. Greetings, sir.
Good. What's up?
He doesn't look like a Judas. More like he's been Judased. Hence the bitterness and the lack of trust in it. I like it. Brass Ironhide. That's more of an adult name.
Yeah.
Fantasy name neighbor.
Here's the thing. Does the vampire need a name, or can we give him a title? Like the Fetid Prince? Do we actually need to name this vampire like a name, like
probably.
Malachi, or would a title be fine? Like, like the Leviathan. That's a cool name.
Yeah, Levi.
Yeah.
As long as it's not like Lestat or Alucard.
Dr. Acula.
Dr. Acula. I'm waiting for these, by the way. I
know.
Long ago, we made a Deadhaus bingo card for fun. We are waiting for whenever the game comes out, and we have to get the bingo of there's going to be a Cain, Raziel, Alucard, Lestat, Louis. Who else were we missing? There's Dante. There was Vincent.
Dante,
There was
Vincent.
Louis, Lestat. Wait, there's a whole bingo card. I have it saved here now. And yeah, so if anyone has any of those names, that'll be quite interesting. Levi the Devourer. Levi the All. That's Livy.
Iblis. Iblis. Iblis.
We're getting close to Ebritus.
That's just another name for the devil. I was like, didn't the devil have a bunch of names like Mephistopheles and Beelzebub?
Old Nick in Irish. In Ireland, it's Old Nick.
I
can never see Dante as a vampire name after Devil May Cry. That's it. That's why. But people will. I can promise you. I've seen so many names where so many games where people like call the character Geralt and want to try recreate him.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, like you can just play those games. Levi the Vindictive. No, that's Mike the Vindictive. That's.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, this is, we're just gonna end up calling this Vampire Mike because it looks like a little bit.
What was the name of the Bloody Baron?
I mean, traditionally, wasn't it Bluebeard?
No, the Bloody Baron. Remember from The Witcher?
I'm googling it right now. The Bloody Baron, Witcher 3. Harry Potter. No, that's not his name.
No, it was not Harry Potter.
Philip Strangler.
Philip Stranger.
Philip Stranger, yes.
Stranger. Too close to Strigoi, though.
Philip Stranger, yeah.
Dante being super popular in fan fiction for the last 20 years. Yep.
Yeah. I was about to say Viserys, but that's Game of Thrones.
You just call him Polidori.
Yeah.
Or Byron after Lord Byron. He looks.
Byron would be a cool name. Gosh, there's another really cool, really great Gothic author.
Stranger, Dutch for more strict. Most likely where it was taken.
Yeah.
Dante, we've just evolved into this and talking about it again. We're just like, names, loads of names.
Yes, all the names. It's just next thing you know, the vampire is gonna have like just a trail of names where it just goes off screen eventually. You can't even read it anymore. I can't even.
Well, like Dandelion's name is Julian Alfred Pan.
Yeah, it's something long and ridiculous.
Levi Strigoi. Again, that sounds like something from V Rising.
Yeah. Sorry, 1 second.
It's just not going to be Bitey McBiteface.
Unfortunately. Watch it be Bitey McBiteface. If someone picks that as a joke for the top 5 names, I know you're gonna vet it out. It won't happen, but watch that win. Watch. It won't though. Van Dyke, yeah, which is pronounced Van Dyke.
Dijkstra.
Dijkstra is in also The Witcher 3. Van Helsing. Man,
I think that's
Van
know. Helsing. Eddie Van Helsing.
Yeah. I'm Eddie Van Helsing, god of vampire slayers and rock.
That's a concert Florida man goes to see in the comic book. I'm telling you, that's the Halloween issue.
Definitely. I think okay. Last last name in your mind that you can come up with, Mike. What's the last name pitch you got for right now?
I think it's something along the lines of the Malachi, Mordecai type stuff.
Yeah.
Like that's something like that. Like I would go with the whole, like, who is it put it there? Yeah, it was you. You put Malachi.
I put Malachi down.
Some of the other ones there, like that Xeraxis is kind of cool. Like definitely something more on that biblical ancient sounding name. Like I also like Matthias. Like not Matthew, Matthias.
Yeah.
Because when you
Matthias,
hear those names,
Sean Connery saying like, Matthias.
Yeah, because when you've got like Matthias and Nikolai, those type of names, like it's a common name, but when said in like that, it gives an air of being mildly foreign and distant to yourself. So like it evokes the older and more dangerous thing. It's like when you hear someone with a really old biblical name that's not used anymore.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
I just now what I was thinking was Kelgore
Kelgore.
with a K, so it's serious.
Hmm.
Yeah, Kelgore, Kelgor. I think I
Last
read
shot
that
at the
it's
name
by
Paragon, just saying.
There you go. That's its name. That's the name right there.
We'll make it New England. We'll just call him Poe.
Yeah, Poe. And with that, folks, that will wrap it up for this episode of Deadhaus Whispers. Again, head on over to the forums and try to name that vampire. And it could be in the listing for the top 5, I would imagine, to vote on, because this is a community thing. And as a community, you can always find Deadhaus Sonata at deadhaussonata.com. That's HAUS sonata.com. Deadhaus Sonata is also on Twitter and Instagram at Deadhaus Game, I think. And there's always a Facebook page, and there's even a Reddit that you guys can go frequent and follow the Reddit. Please post on the Reddit. And like always, also you can find me, Calypso, on Twitter at the Necrolibriatus. I'm also on YouTube, and you can find me on YouTube if you just Google anything Deadhaus Sonata as Calypso. And Faceless Mike is on Twitter and Instagram at the Faceless Mike, everywhere at the Faceless Mike. Twitch also, that's where we are streaming this. And this will also be uploaded on YouTube later, as well as Spotify and all the other streaming services. So go follow us up there. And thanks for listening, everybody. Thanks for all your feedback and the funny names and the chats and the comments and stuff. And we will see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.